The ideal engine temperature for your car to run efficiently is around 200 degrees, but inside the combustion chamber it can be 2,000 degrees. And that's the job of coolant. That's inside the engine, and it goes through passages inside the engine, absorbs all that heat, then brings it out through a hose to the radiator, where it flows through the radiator and cools back down, and then returns into the engine to do the job all over again. Now here's some of the main parts of the cooling system and how they work. Coolant is the lifeblood of the system. If you're low on coolant, the engine can overheat very quickly. Additives in the coolant also prevent corrosion and protect parts inside the system. Rubber hoses circulate the antifreeze between the engine and the radiator, and also to the heater core in the dash. Having one of these fail on the road will leave you stranded, so have them inspected at least once a year. A thermostat is basically like a valve, and it's in between the engine and the radiator, and it regulates how much coolant goes through the upper hose and out to the radiator to cool the engine down. If your thermostat gets stuck closed, you're probably going to overheat very quickly. If the coolant is the lifeblood of the system, then the water pump is the heart. It moves the coolant throughout the system, and the engine will quickly overheat if it fails. Most times, water pumps will last at least 60,000 miles. As I mentioned earlier, radiators are where the engine heat is released back out into the outside air. Now, radiators can develop leaks, or they can get blocked internally. And if either one of those things happens, you're going to have to replace it with a new one, such as this. The radiator cap is designed to keep the system under pressure. If it's leaking or not holding pressure, you're going to have an overheating problem sooner than you might think. Have it checked, but never remove it when the engine is hot. As you're driving down the interstate, there's a lot of air that comes through the radiator, and that helps get rid of all that heat from the radiator. But in town, you need help to draw air through there, and that's where the electric cooling fans come in, and they're tucked in behind here. So if your engine's really hot and these aren't coming on, you've got a real problem. Also, you can take a hose and get out here in the front and wash out the area in front of your radiator, and that will help keep the engine cool. If you want to keep yourself cool, you can use the same thing. For Channel 6 News, I'm Jim Champion, the Auto Guy. Nice.